Records, they say, are meant to be broken. This is generally acceptable. However, some records are so ridiculous that they will remain untouched. From the highest number of Ballon d'Or to the longest winning streak in the Serie A, these are top football records that will never be broken. Number 10. Nottingham Forest's consecutive European Cup wins. Between 1979 and 1980, Nottingham Forest were a force in European football, and they dominated Europe. That's hard to believe now because of what they represent in modern-day football. Well, in the late 70s, they were not just a force, they were champions. They did not only end the 70s by winning the European Cup, they also began the 80s as champions of Europe. So, in essence, Nottingham Forest, under the leadership of Brian Clough, won the European Cup 2 years consecutively. Unfortunately, they haven't been able to win it since then. Beyond the mere fact that they have not won a European Cup ever since, the likelihood that they'll achieve this feat again is almost non-existent. Number 9. Curious goal gifts to Madrid. Speaking of European Cups, if you did not sit in front of the big screen on the night of the Champions League final between Madrid and Liverpool, you struggle to believe that this happened. Well, on this night, Christmas came a little early for Madrid fans and players. As much as we have no idea what they asked Santa for, it appeared Liverpool's Karius was more than willing to play Santa Claus, as he decided to give Madrid 2 easy goals. First, he threw the ball right at Benzema's foot, as a way of ensuring the striker had his name on the score sheet in the Champions League final of 2018. Although he had already done too much, the German still had one more gift, so he dished out the second gift to Bale, when he failed to deal with a shot. Number 8. Zidane's career being ended by a red card. We will be back to European football in a bit. However, for this record, we are focusing on world football. So it was a World Cup final and France were up against Italy. Both teams had already scored 1 goal each, and it didn't seem like either of them were willing to score a second goal. It pretty much appeared like they were waiting for the blast of the final whistle and ready to play penalties. As much as other footballers on the pitch did not seem like they had anything to fight for anymore, Zidane was in a different world, as it appears he had something to fight for.
Official, and it's going to be a red card, and it is a red card for Zidane.
Just that whatever he was fighting for was not the ball, or probably had nothing to do with the game at hand, as this is the only exception for heading a fellow player's chest when he could have saved the effort for a goal attempt. French legend Zidane, who was already on his way to ending a glorious career, decided to lose his temper for some reason. In his rage, he headbutted an Italian player and earned himself a red card. And this was the end of his football career, making it perhaps the worst end to one of the best football careers ever. I am certain we will never see anything like this. Number 7. Messi's 7 Ballon d'Or awards. Unlike Zidane, who will always be remembered for ending his career in the most unceremonial way, Messi will most likely be remembered several years to come for the number of Ballon d'Or awards he won.
Con él, creo que te mereces tu Balón de Oro.
The Ballon d'Or is an award every player that finally gets a chance to play at the highest level aims to win. Unfortunately, only a handful of these amazing players get to win the Ballon d'Or once in a lifetime. The best several of the best players on the planet do is come second or third. Iniesta and Xavi can talk about this better. With Messi, things were a little different. He won the Ballon d'Or a record 7 times. If this does not blow your mind, then I don't know what will. Number 6. Just Fontaine's 13 goals in a World Cup. Messi's 7 Ballon d'Or awards is something to shout about, and so is Just Fontaine's 13 goals in a single World Cup. Even Messi can't boast of this. Come to think of it, some of the best strikers in the world do not have a single World Cup goal to their names. Tottenham's Harry Kane is one of them.
Goes for it! Oh yes! Oh yes! Harry Kane!
Although this seems not too good, we're probably used to seeing top strikers without World Cup goals. Well, as difficult as it might seem for top strikers to get goals at the World Cup, some players have scored multiple goals at the World Cup. Beyond scoring multiple goals, one player scored 13 goals in a single World Cup. This is more than some teams have managed to score in all their World Cup appearances. When Just Fontaine scored 13 goals in the 1958 World Cup, he probably really had no idea he was setting a record. He was just simply playing football, and if you're wondering how he was able to achieve this, he scored 4 goals in his first match. This was followed by 3 goals in a game against Yugoslavia. He increased things by 2 goals against Scotland and added an extra goal against Northern Ireland. He didn't end there. In the third place match, he went on to score 3 more goals. If you think Just Fontaine's achievement is remarkable, then you have no idea this next record exists. Number 5. AC Milan's unbeaten run of 58 games. AC Milan might not be doing badly, but this team is definitely not the team it used to be. Well, you might struggle to believe this if you don't know much about this club and what its achievements are.
Teo, palo! Grande azione nostra, palo di Teo Hernandez.
AC Milan is famous as one of the most successful clubs in Italy and Europe as a whole. This is good, but even better is that this club played 58 games in the Serie A without losing any. So, between May 1991 and March 1993, Milan won 42 games and managed 16 draws. Unfortunately, they lost the 59th game. This record might not seem like one of the most difficult in football. However, modern-day football is a lot different from what football used to be. The competition is a lot more today, and it is very unlikely that any team will be able to equal this record. Come to think of it, the Milan team that set this record obviously lost games in 1991 and 1993. However, throughout 1992, they did not lose any game in the Serie A. I bet you can't name a team that can go a full year without losing 1 game in the league. If you think there's any team that can do this, please let us know in the comment section below. Number 4. The Portuguese with the highest number of Ballon d'Or awards. We're not sure how many trophies Milan were able to win between May 1991 and March 1993. However, we are certain the number of Ballon d'Or awards CR7 was able to win.
France Football 2017 Ballon d'Or is Cristiano Ronaldo.
You might say his career is still on. However, anyone that knows a thing or two about football is well aware that Ronaldo will not be winning any other Ballon d'Or as he is way past his prime. Well, this is not an argument on the number of Ballon d'Ors Ronaldo will be winning. Rather, it's an argument on the fact that no other Portuguese footballer will be able to achieve this feat. To start with, Portugal is not a nation like Brazil or Argentina that's known for producing countless numbers of amazing players. Apart from Luis Figo and Cristiano Ronaldo, it's been a while since the world saw a truly amazing player come out of Portugal. So on paper, there has to be a young player from Portugal that will play on Ronaldo's level and stay at the top for as long as CR7 did. As much as there could be another player from Portugal who will be good as CR7, the level of competition in football today will make it difficult for such a player to win 5 Ballon d'Or awards. Number 3. Edwin van der Sar's clean sheets. Football is not only about awards and trophies. Staying a long time without conceding a goal is great. Although a streak of clean sheets does not necessarily mean a keeper's team will win trophies, it's usually considered a great achievement in the world of goalies. And if there is one goalie that's popular for clean sheets, that goalkeeper is none other than the Netherlands and Manchester United's Edwin van der Sar.
Davis. Decent cross.
As much as most people will easily pick Germany's Oliver Kahn over Edward van der Sar when picking the best goalkeeper of all time, van der Sar holds the record for the highest minutes without conceding a goal. In the 2008 to 2009 season, the Dutch goalkeeper played 1,311 minutes without any shot getting past him. It is over a decade, and no other keeper has been able to play 14 straight matches without conceding a goal. Number 2. Messi's 91 goals in a single year.
Ronaldinho to Messi. Will he get that first goal for Barcelona? Remember the name.
Moving on from keeping clean sheets to actually netting a lot of goals, Messi holds a record for the most goals in a year. The football world is perhaps used to records set in a season, but not many people talk about the number of goals scored by a player in 1 year. The 7-time Ballon d'Or winner scored 91 goals in 2021. These were 12 for his national team and 79 for Barcelona. This achievement broke a record that was set by Gerd Müller and stood for 4 decades. Number 1. Highest header ever. Football is basically about seasons and not calendar years, so you might not consider Messi's goal-scoring record to be anything. Well, if you think this record is insignificant, then you most likely will think the same of CR7's record of the highest header of all time. Football is not about jumping, so it's easy to sweep a record like this under the carpet. The truth is, a record's a record. And Ronaldo's record of scoring a header after jumping to a height of 2.93 meters does not look like one that will ever be broken. It looks easy, but when did the world see an amazing footballer that's also a great athlete? Think about it. While thinking of the most athletic players you know, please don't forget to like and share this video. Also, subscribe to this channel to see more videos like this.